There's no hiding today's reality. People queuing all night for food and medicine. Inflation at over 700%, the highest in the world. Murder and kidnapping out of control, while Venezuelans who can flee their country, once a magnet for immigrants. And with a political confrontation mounting steadily, many warn that the nation with one of the world's largest oil reserves is on the edge of the abyss. Talk to Al Jazeera travels to the capital, Caracas, where many airlines are now refusing to fly. A city where the late Hugo Chavez is still a presence, witnessing the decay of his Bolivarian revolution. Violent crime is rampant, the police incapable of stopping people from looting, or others from killing for a bag of food. Political violence against opponents of the populist government of President Nicolás Maduro is intensifying. But it's common crime that is terrifying all Venezuelans, no matter what their beliefs or social class. Venezuela is now one of the world's most dangerous countries, and Caracas the city with the highest murder rate, according to a recent independent study.
Caracas has never felt so unsafe. Even 6 months ago, I wasn't afraid to go out onto the street over there in front of the hotel to get a car. Now I'm being warned that armed men on motorcycles can just zip by at any moment and kill you for a cell phone or even less. So I'm being told to wait here by the door because there's nothing that the hotel's security can do about it. They're not armed, unlike the people out.
Acá de este lado viene gente, No, no bajen, entonces que voy a ver, no bajen.
No, tranquilo, que bajen, que se vayan.
No, porque van a remeter contra los estudiantes. Guarda el carnet.
Los encapuchados.
Interfere. Looting of bakeries, pharmacies, and especially supermarkets is spreading throughout the whole country. And so, when there are large queues, the army is often deployed to guarantee order and prevent journalists from filming, like on the day we met Eliana. When the officer in charge tried to stop our cameraman from filming, the people in line began screaming, "Let them show how we are living." And when the soldiers threatened to arrest him, the crowds actually pushed them away, unintimidated by their uniform or weapons.
They're not letting us film her in the line. Incredible.
Eran miles los venezolanos que esperaban ansiosos poder cruzar la frontera hacia Colombia. Lo único que deseaban era encontrar en Cúcuta lo que tanta falta les hace en su país: comida.
Mitzi Capriles is the wife of one of the most high-profile opponents of the government, Antonio Ledesma. He was elected mayor of Caracas, but he is now under house arrest instead of prison because of poor health. Ledesma was arrested 15 months ago and faces an up to 26-year sentence, accused of plotting to overthrow the government. We were picked up at our hotel by security personnel and driven to an undisclosed location to meet with her. She does not feel safe.
Caracas ha sido castrada y es una palabra fuerte a emplear, pero a Caracas le castraron la posibilidad de poder tener a la persona por la que habían votado como su alcalde. Siento, Lucía, y es bueno que el mundo entero lo sepa, que en Venezuela hay presos políticos por simple y llanamente haber salido con una bandera en su mano y haberse parado en una calle a decir: fuera Maduro, queremos el revocatorio ya. ¿Qué es el revocatorio? ¿Qué es lo que vamos ineludiblemente el gobierno no lo va a poder, salvo que frente al mundo se quite la máscara y la careta que tiene. Nosotros estamos pidiendo algo que es absolutamente constitucional. El revocatorio se puede pedir la firma para revocar al presidente de la República ya con el tiempo que Maduro tiene de presidente.
How afraid are you and the people who are like you and who feel like you to go out and demonstrate, protest against the government?
Lo hacemos siempre, Lucía, y lo vamos a seguir haciendo todos los días. Aquí donde me ves, yo vengo de una protesta pacífica, democrática, como es el estilo nuestro.
You were never born, or you never thought you would be born, to go from country to country talking about Venezuelan politics. It really, your life really has changed, hasn't it?
Sí, ha cambiado, pero voy a seguir hasta el fin del mundo, Lucía, para demostrarle a Venezuela y al mundo entero que Antonio Ledesma está preso injustamente y que en el gobierno en Venezuela no se respetan las libertades, que no tenemos sino una dictadura y que a pesar de estas lágrimas que en el fondo, créeme, reflejan una gran esperanza, a pesar del dolor que viven nuestras hijas, nuestro país no se va a mover de donde está, ni nosotros tampoco, y por ello la vamos a llevar adelante.
When and how Venezuela can defuse what many describe as a time bomb is not clear. Government opponents and even some supporters see a presidential recall referendum to force President Maduro to step down as the only peaceful and constitutional way to avoid bloodshed. But President Maduro, who controls the army, the Electoral Council, and the Supreme Court, is trying to block or at best postpone the referendum, while internationally bartered attempts to arrive at a negotiated alternative remain deadlocked. And as Venezuela's political, economic, and humanitarian crisis deepens, there is a real fear that if there is no certainty of a democratic way out of the crisis, the time bomb will go off.
In Venezuela, supporters of President Nicolás Maduro briefly stormed the National Assembly Sunday, interrupting opposition lawmakers pushing for Maduro's removal from office. About 100 pro-government activists pushed their way past security guards and onto the floor, halting an emergency session of parliament for about 45 minutes. Opponents of President Maduro and his Socialist Party were left furious on Thursday when courts blocked a national referendum on removing Maduro. Lawmakers passed a largely symbolic resolution calling for the international community to help restore democracy by any means necessary. Each side accused the other of fomenting a coup. This is Venezuelan ruling party deputy Hector Rodriguez.
They have made us waste time today in a crude attempt to stage a coup, like in Brazil, like in Paraguay, like in Honduras. In Venezuela, we do not have the conditions for them to stage a coup.
This comes as Venezuela is undergoing a massive economic crisis, which had led to shortages of food, medicine, and other necessary goods.